Raghavendra MJ. Welcome all the participants for the inaugural ceremony for 4 days faculty development program on research methodology, a detailed research process, which is organized by Sanatana Research and Training Institute, a unit of Sanatana Sampradhisthana Register Mysore. So let us begin this webinar by seeking the blessing of Lord Almighty. पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे. Now I request Dr. Ramachandra CG, Managing Director of Sanatana Research and Training Institute, to welcome and introduce the speakers of today's session.
A very good morning, one and all, for the second day FDP program. So I take this opportunity on behalf of Sanatana Research and Training Institute, which is a unit of Sanatana Sampradhisthana, the Mysuru, to welcome the today's session 2 speaker, Dr. Amarnath. He is from Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, Jabalpur, and all the participants from different parts of the country like Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Odisha, and even from other country, Bangladesh. So Dr. Amarnath, so he has completed his undergraduate in B Mechanical Engineering in the year 1999 from National Institute of Engineering, Mysuru. He has done his post-graduation MTech in Maintenance Engineering in the year 2002 from Sri Jayachamarajendra College of Engineering, Mysuru. And he has completed his PhD in Mechanical Engineering in the year 2008 from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. And he has completed his postdoctoral fellow in the year 2013. So from Ina University, Incheon, Seoul, South Korea. And is presently working in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Indian Institute of the Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, which is well knownly called as IIIT DEM, Jabalpur, from 2008 to till date. He has 12 years of teaching and research experience in various capacities. He is a visiting researcher for the University of Sheffield, United Kingdom, as well as Okuma Corporation, Aichi, Japan. He has received 2 research grants from Ministry of Higher Education, and his research interests include fatigue and failure studies, nanotribology, cutting tool tribology, bio-based hybrid lubricants, heat treatment process, surface characterization, vibration analysis, and signal processing. So he has established few research facilities also. He has organized many workshop and training programs. He has guided 3 PhD scholars, and currently 4 candidates have been pursuing research under his guidance. He has received 7 academic excellence awards from the various national and international professional bodies. He has delivered many guest lectures in international and national conferences and faculty development programs. He is a reviewer of many reputed international and national journals, and he has published 48 papers in reputed national and international journals, and he has presented 50 papers in international or national conferences. He is a life member of professional bodies such as IST, Tribology Society of India. So this is a brief introduction about today's session to speaker Dr. Amarnath. So let me give this quote before we start. So there is no research without any action, and there is no action without research. So that's why research means creating a new knowledge. So knowledge has a beginning but no end. So today's speaker, he'll be discussing few aspects of the research methodology, such as what are all the steps to be carried out for the research work, and how to select the research area, and how to carry out the literature survey, and how to select the different institution or the university based on your the subject area, and various research facilities available in different the subject areas, and how to acquire data, and how to analyze the data, and how to document your results. So these are some of the key points we're going to discuss in today's session. So with this, I wish all the participants will have a fruitful interaction with the speakers of all sections. Once again, thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request today's speaker, Dr. Amarnath M., Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, Jabalpur, to start the session.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramchandra. So, yeah. So okay. So, good morning, one and all. So let me start my presentation on. One second. Yeah. So, topic of my presentation title is steps to. Ramchandra, there is some issue.
Okay. Now we can start.
Yeah. Okay. No. I am listening my own voice again. What is this?
So then it is from your end. Check your audio settings.
Okay.
Echo is coming, I think.
Echo, yeah, echo.
Once again, I'll unmute you and I'll mute it. And now we can start.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Same thing is happening. So
now we can speak.
Is my voice is audible?
Yes, you can start.
Yeah. Steps to carry out research work. I mean, successful research work. Yes. Again, same thing is happening, Ramchandra. So, shall I log in once again?
Hello?
Mute now.
Now we can start, Amarnath.
Yeah. I don't know what. 1 second.
Amarnath, your volume you can reduce, your system volume. Your laptop volume you can reduce. That's why you are getting echo.
I'm doing it.
Is it okay now?
Wait, I'm login. I'm doing login once again. Let me check.
If you are using phone, then you can reduce the volume of your computer. Now you speak out.
Yes.
Now it is proper. I think you can start. Is it okay now?
Trying. Okay. Now it's okay, it seems.
Yeah, yeah.
No echoes.
Fine, go ahead.
Thank God. Okay. So I'll be discussing on topic of steps to carry out successful research work. So this is from my own experience from the last 2 decades. Okay. So to carry out successful, we need some important steps. The first one is selection of research area, selection of institute or university, guide, and so on. So I'll be discussing all these points in detail. So I will share my experience. Okay. So selection of research area. Hello. So selection of research area. Let me share my own experience. I am from mechanical engineering background. So in mechanical engineering, there are 3 important streams are there. Okay, machine design, manufacturing, and thermal. So some students are reluctant to design. Some are reluctant to manufacturing or thermal. So before selecting research area, you're supposed to select proper stream. For example, manufacturing. Okay, in manufacturing again there are several subgroups like cutting tools, lubrication, manufacturing techniques, non-destructive testing, etc. So you are supposed to select one particular topic. Example, machining. So again in machining we have single point cutting tool applications, multi-point cutting tool applications, non-traditional, traditional, and so on. So there also you're supposed to select one particular topic. Okay, that is the first step. You're supposed to select a topic, research area, and go in depth into it. Right? Then the second step is selection of institute or university. So in India, we have more than 300 universities. Okay. Then CFTIs, centrally funded technical institutes, like IITs, NITs, IIITs, IISc, etc. Okay, you're supposed to select the best one. So how do you select? So what is the difference between university and IITs or NITs? There is a difference. So if you select CFTIs, centrally funded technical institutes, you will be getting good research environment as well as financial support.
Dr. Amarnath, you switch on the slideshow mode.
Slideshow mode.
Still it is showing first slide only.
Now?
Still it is showing for the first slide only.
Now? Is it okay now?
No, it's first slide only it is showing.
No. Okay.
You stop share this. Once again, you share it from the beginning and go for the slideshow mode.
Is it moving now?
No, still it is showing first slide only. That's why you go for stop sharing. Once again, you share it.
Okay. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. Where is that option?
Screen share on option is there, no? Share screen.
New share.
Share also you can use.
Okay. Is it moving?
Oh, still it is in first slide only.
Oh,
Or should I share from here?
Yes, we can share the same slides, no?
Yeah.
Which I am
I'll
sharing
share.
now.
Yeah.
Share it. Yeah.
You remove from your end. I'll share it from here.
Okay. There is one option, stop sharing. Now is it okay?
Yeah. I'm sharing now. Just you can
But
through it. Yes, I'm sharing now. Now we can start, Amarnath.
yeah. So after selecting selecting research area which is of your interest, then you are supposed to select a suitable university or institute. Okay, if you opt centrally funded technical CFTI, centrally funded technical institutes, you will be getting good research facility as well as financial support. Okay, then guide. So it's very critical, thing. You are supposed to do some background work. Okay, so background work to before selection of guide. You should go through his, research background. Okay, then his research team, his research facilities, and other things. Right. So then the fourth step is literature survey. So this is the important step where we come where normally we do some mistakes. We always select some easy going papers, for example conference papers or journals of low quality, etc. we do. So you are supposed to avoid all those things. Okay, in literature survey at least you are supposed to select about 100 high quality papers. Okay, high quality journal papers. Of course subscriptions are not available for all. Okay, so for that purpose you are supposed to establish contacts with IITs or NITs or some other reputed universities. Okay, at least 80 to 100 articles you are supposed to select. Then, so you start writing abstracts. Writing in the sense you are supposed to write by hand. Okay, so for example, you have selected cutting tool weight tribology, single point cutting tool weight tribology. Like we use on tungsten carbide inserts to perform turning operation. So in that area, thousands of papers are there. Okay, so if you have selected that particular area, then you collect at least 80 to 100 papers on single point cutting tool tribology only, which are published in high quality journals. At least 80 to 100 papers. Okay, then you make hard copies, like some hard bindings you can make, and start writing abstracts. What is the purpose of writing? There is a proverb: one time writing is equal to 10 times reading, isn't it? So if you start writing abstracts, okay, you will be able to get the details of that particular research area, what is going on, technical terms related to it, experimental method, experimental procedures to conduct those experiments. Okay, so I can show you some abstracts of high quality journals. So Ramchandra, can you go down of some 15th up this one you highlighted. Yeah, so these are the abstracts. After selection of collection of 80 to 100 papers, you start writing the abstracts. How much time it takes? Hardly 5 to 10 minutes. If you write these abstracts, you will get the details of technical terms and experimental procedures and recent advancements in this particular area. Okay, I already suggested you to collect high quality journal papers. Okay, published by famous reputed publishers like Elsevier, ASME, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and so on. Kindly do not select substandard papers or average quality journal papers or conferences. Go for high quality only. Nowadays we have 19 IITs and 29 NITs and 25 plus central universities. Try to develop a contacts and you can get these journals from those institutes. Some are available, some journals are available for free, and we are supposed to do some subscription for high quality journals. If you don't have, you try to develop contacts with IITs and try to collect these high quality journals from those IIT and those institutes. Okay, I always suggest after selection of particular research area. So for this purpose, I'm showing single point cutting tool tribology, because I work in tribology. Okay, in manufacturing, I have selected cutting tool tribology. Then I have collected at least 100 papers in cutting tool tribology. Then I started writing the abstracts. So writing abstracts will give you the knowledge of the current trends in that particular area. Ramchandra, can you go back to the previous slide? Yeah. Right. So in the literature survey, the first step is collect high quality journal papers, at least 80 to 100 articles. Then you try to prepare write-ups of those abstracts, like 5-6 lines, one paragraph. Okay, so 3 or 4 paragraphs per day. So within 1 month, you will get the complete background of that particular research area. Then the advantage of writing the abstracts is you can contact authors if you got some doubts on some concept, or doubts on some conducting experimental research, etc. You can contact those authors. So if you contact 10 to 20 authors, at least 5 to 6 authors are ready to help you. Okay, Ramchandra, can you go back to that slide again? Same slide which you showed abstracts. In affiliations, you can get the full details of those authors. Okay, but authors, their designation, their institute, email, phone number, everything will be there. You can contact those authors to get the full information on those articles. Of course, all authors may not respond you. There are authors who are ready to help you. Go back to previous slide. Yeah. So selection of research area, selection of university or institute, right? Then literature survey, then research facilities. So this is very, very important. Most of us will not proceed further by giving these reasons. Okay, we don't have research facilities. We don't have high-fi research facilities. So it's very difficult to conduct experiment in our institute. So all these reasons we hear from our researchers. So one should not say those reasons. Okay, with the existing facilities, you can create wonderful research experimental setup. I'll show you how. Next slide, please. Next. Some experimental setups are there. Yeah. So all these are available things in our institutes or laboratories. Okay, so if you are really interested, you can conduct some experiments on cutting tool or drilling machine. Okay, all these are low cost setups. So if you want to conduct a cutting tool tribology experiments, take one tool insert, tool holder, conduct turning operation. Okay, turning operation experiments. After every cut, you can observe the flank wear, crater wear, axillary flank wear, etc. Okay, so for one cutting condition, that is with the conventional oil. So you can also use, nowadays people are focusing on vegetable oil applications, vegetable oil, nano oil, etc. So all those things will come in with a very less cost. So just conduct cutting tool, cutting experiments, perform cutting experiments during 2-3 inserts, observe wear propagation on those inserts. Then you can have your own experimental results and discussions on that. That will serve the purpose. Only thing is, to conduct these things, you are supposed to do a in-depth literature survey and current trends. Okay, so this is what is my experience. Then the second is, like we have electric machines in almost all institutes. You can conduct bearing tribology. Okay, bearing tribology, lubrication, bearing lubrication. Okay, modification of grease and all those things. Again, we have milling or drilling machining centers in our institutes. There also you can do a lot of research work. Again, we have generators in almost all research institutes. Okay, so you can consider oil. What is that? Oil analysis of oil analysis and IC engines. You can also consider your own two-wheeler, scooty. Okay, there will be wear on piston cylinder and piston rings. You collect oil after every like 100 hours, 200 hours up to 2000 hours, because oil change plan is there for 1000 kilometers. You collect oil after every 200 kilometers. Observe the wear particle morphology, oil degradation, and so on. Similarly, your four-wheelers. Four-wheelers are agriculture equipments like tractors and all. So with the available facility only, you are supposed to establish your experimental setup. All these things are available. Only thing is you have to do in-depth literature survey and select one topic, proceed further. Right? So characterization and all, it's a bit difficult. I'll tell you how to do that. Next, please. I mean, previous slide where we stopped. Previous one. Previous one. I mean, I think it is third or fourth slide. Previous one. Previous one. Previous one. Previous one. Yeah. Okay. Then using available research facilities, you can establish your own experimental setup. Don't wait for hi-fi experimental setups. It is not at all possible. Even in IITs also, it is very difficult to get a high cost setups. The data acquisition. So data is your observation. So every 200 hours, for example, IC engine. I suggested you to collect oil samples after every 200 kilometers. Likewise, you are supposed to collect for 2000 kilometers, 2000 kilometers traveling of your two-wheeler or four-wheeler. So collection is very important. After collecting a sample, you write the details, number of kilometers, date, etc. Storage is also very important. Okay. Then data analysis or characterization. After collection of oil samples, you are supposed to characterize the details of wear. So how do you do that? For that, there are several laboratories available which will give you the results in nominal charges. So all IITs and NITs are having these laboratories. For example, scanning electron microscope, okay, spectrometers, then hardness testers, perthometers, roughness measurement. All these things are available for nominal charges. Okay, you can visit those institutes to conduct this characterization. Right? Next slide, please. So documentation of results are very important. Once you get the results, you are supposed to document the results. Okay, the specification of that experimental setup, the results obtained from the experimental setup at that particular point. Okay, documentation is important. If you forget documentation, again you have to redo your experiments. So that should not be there. Then publications. Okay, so publications to get our degree as well as to serve this research community, we need publications. So publications can be research reports, conference papers, journal papers, patents, etc. So it will give a glow to your career. Then contribution to knowledge. The purpose so the outcome of our research is contribution to knowledge. So all your articles will be published in high quality journal papers. Okay. So researchers who are working in this particular area will be getting benefits from your research work. I'll tell you how. The next slide. Next, please. Yeah. So I already told you, you're supposed to select one particular research area. Don't jump from here one research area to other research area. Have focus. Focus on only one stream. In one stream, only one topic. Go in depth. It is possible only when you do proper literature survey. Okay. Since I'm from mechanical engineering background, so I am giving this example. Next, please. Yeah. So in India, we have, I told you, more than 300 universities are there. Okay, you're supposed to opt a suitable university, preferably where you get good research facilities, enough financial support. Okay? We have central universities, I think more than 20-25 central universities we have, 29 NITs, 19 IITs, and 4 IITDMs, and triple IITs. Okay, so IITs, triple IITs, and IISc. So based on your wish, you can select the university. Of course, you have to write some entrance exams to do well in those institute. Next. Yeah, literature survey. So I am discussing in depth. So in depth into those parts which I discussed in second slide. Okay. So reputed journals are very important. I always suggest you to go for high quality journals. High quality journals published in ASME, Springer, Taylor Francis, Emerald Publications, IEEE journals, Journal of Acoustical Society of America, JASA, and so on. So in all these journals, impact factor is very important. Okay. So if impact factor is not there, it is not preferable to refer to those journals. Okay. Quality researchers will not be there in those journals. So I always suggest you to go for high quality journals with good impact factor. So for one particular research area, at least 80 to 100 papers you are supposed to collect. A few papers are available online for free. For few high quality papers, subscription will be there. You don't have subscription, no problem. You can contact IITs or NITs. You try to develop a contacts. Okay. So research, common discussion platform will be there. You can contact scholars who are studying at IITs and NITs. You can get this high quality journal papers. At least 80 to 100 you need. And most of the papers should be published in last 5-10 years. Not 20, you need not collect 20-25 years old papers. Okay. Publications will be difficult. If you refer old papers, then so most of the journals prefer recent papers only. Yeah. Next, please. Next one. Previous slide. Yeah. So abstract write-ups are important. So in write-ups, you will come to know the current trends in that particular area. Okay. So advantage is you can contact authors. You will come to know the details of experimental setup, right? So sometimes even you can get the thesis published by those authors. You contact those authors, you can get full details. You can also get some data. For example, those who are working in biomedical signal processing work. So ECG data is available online. Okay. So the biomedical signal processing researchers who are working in biomedical signal processing, they are getting free data from online a website called Physionet. So from Physionet, website will give you free data of ECG signals of several kinds of patients. So by collecting those signals, researchers are working and publishing in their papers. Okay. So that is the advantage of contacting authors. Next, please. Next slide. Yeah. So these are previous one. What is this? No. So these are some images of abstracts. Okay, abstracts, authors, and their affiliations. Okay, so with the yellow highlighted lines, it's a summary of paper. Paper will be around 8 to 10 pages. Okay, so the summary is available in this abstract. The summary of whole paper is available in this abstract. Try to read this. Okay, try to read in the area which you have selected. You will get the details of the recent advancements in that particular area. So these images are for your information. Abstract images only. Next. Yeah. Then research facilities. You should decide whether you will go for experimental work or simulation. Okay. If you're interested in experimental work, I showed you the diagrams, with the available facilities, you try to establish your own experimental setup. Okay. So consider existing facilities. Low cost experimental setups are always preferable. Or if you have contacts or your guide has contacts, you can borrow experimental setup from other institutes or visit other institutes to conduct experimental experiments. Researchers are doing this. Only thing is, you're supposed to establish good contacts. good relations between your institute and other institute like MOUs, etc. Okay, you can also visit laboratories to conduct experiments, right? I told you utilization of online data. PhysioNet. PhysioNet will give the details of ECG signals of several patients. ECG signals, EEG signals. Okay, and some X-ray images, etc., are available on PhysioNet online data or online data bank. Right? Then learn. If you select simulation work, you try to learn software packages. Okay, of course, free software packages are available. For example, we have Excel. Excel is there in every with every laptop, and signal processing softwares like MATLAB. Try to learn MATLAB. Okay, do simulation work, Sigma plot, origin plot. All these packages will help you in conducting simulations work. ANSYS, right? ProE, etc. So select either simulation or experimental work. Some cases both, because theory and experimental should go hand in hand. Okay? Either simulation you can select or experimental or both. So based on the facilities available in your laboratory or institute. Next, please. Yeah. So all these experimental setups are low cost experimental setups available in all institutes. Okay. Select and do proper literature survey. Okay, proper literature background you should have. Then you proceed further. So with these experimental shown here are without sensors and equipments. Okay. So just you can conduct experiments in your laboratory. For characterization, you are supposed to go outside. If you don't have experimental characterization facilities in your institute, you can visit other institutes for characterization and give proper justification for the change in behavior of these equipments and proceed with your research work. Right? Next, please. Yeah. So I will give my own example with the experimental setup which I established in my research in my laboratory at Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing. I wanted to conduct a journal bearing tribology experiment. You can see the diagram. Okay, the cost is around 20 to 25,000. It's a well-equipped experimental setup. Okay, within 20 to 25,000. Okay, so I have considered performance enhancement of journal and bearing. Journal bearing. So we have a journal and bearing setup. Okay. So I have used tribology. I have conducted tribological experiments with mineral oil and vegetable oil. Okay. So mineral oil, vegetable oil added with nanoparticles. So nanoparticles are also nowadays available for with nominal cost. So objective of my work is to minimize wear on journal bearing contact surfaces. Somehow I could get success in these experiments, and I published 2-3 papers based on 2-3 high quality journal papers based on this experimental setup. And one more experimental setup I can show you, the second one. Okay. I wanted to conduct material treatment, heat treatment process. Okay, heat treatment on journal and bearing specimen. Okay, of course there are several heat treatment methods are available and which are costlier also. So I have considered microwave treatment. It's very simple. The micro oven which we use for our domestic purpose will serve the experimental. Will serve the experimental purpose of this heat treatment. I have selected micro oven and I have followed the procedures to conduct heat treatment on this journal and bearing specimen. So I got success. Okay, actually it's a volumetric heat treatment process. At a particular temperature, there will be a grain modification will be there, which results in enhancement in hardness of journal and bearing specimen. Okay, so it's a simple low cost experimental setup. The oven is around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees. Okay, I have conducted experiments, microwave heat treatment experiments to enhance the mechanical properties of journal and bearing specimen. And I have used tungsten carbide cutting tool insert also in the same oven to improve its mechanical properties. So based on this, we have published 5-6 papers. Okay. Then coming to third diagram, it's a roller bearing experimental setup. Okay. The cost is around 30 to 40,000. So my research scholars are working on this. The test rig fabricated with 30 to 40,000. If you go for branded one, the cost is around 10 lakhs, 8 to 10 lakhs. Okay. So fundamentals are same. Okay. So only thing is you have to put a lot of efforts to set up the equipment. Okay, at the initial stage, some misalignments will be there. Okay, rubbing will be there. So if you pay attention, definitely you can overcome all those issues. The fourth one is single stage helical gearbox. Single stage helical gearbox with brake drum loading arrangement. Okay. So all these experiments were fabricated to conduct high quality research. My scholars are working on these experimental setups, and several journal articles were published based on these results obtained from these experimental setups. Right. So try to have your own experimental setup in your laboratory. Preferably low cost experiments. Next, please. Yeah. So data acquisition. So to acquire data, if you are using some vibration, acoustic measurements, etc., you are supposed to collect digital data. Okay, soft copy. The soft copies will be there. You acquire data and store it for future purpose. Tribological experiments, you can go for measurements. For example, cutting tool turning operation, cutting tool tribology. After every cut, turning operation, cutting tool tribology using single point cutting tool. After every cut, you're supposed to measure the reduction in diameter, dimensional deviation. Okay, measurement of tool wear, flank wear, crater wear on the cutting tool insert. For that purpose, we need some microscope. Microscopes are also available for low cost nowadays. So we have USB probe microscope. It's about 8 to 10,000. You can buy it. Okay, some observations you can make. So you can also collect a chip. You can observe the chip formation. Okay, and you can collect some samples also. Okay, so based on your experimental setup, these are the data. Digital data you can get, measurements, observation, samples. So IC engine oil sample is your data. Okay, you acquire the data, you use those oil samples for further investigations. That is called as data acquisition. Next, please. Yeah, characterization. This is this is crucial step in research work. So all the experimental setups or all the equipments, characterization equipment, you may not have in your own institute. So for that you need to get the help from other institutes or laboratories. So most of the central government laboratories are accessible to all. So they will take some nominal charges. If you are from university or institute, they will take nominal charges. They'll give you the results. Scanning atom microscopes are available. Get the details of oil degradation, IC engine oil degradation. Okay, then cutting tool experiments, all other tribological experiments, you'll get the details in spectrometer. Then weighing scales, sophisticated weighing scales are available in physics laboratories or outside. Okay, then perthometer, roughness measurement, viscometer. Of course, you have viscometer in your institute or other places. You can. Then tribometers to conduct experiments on tribology. Okay, so if you are working in materials, you may have to you can avail these facilities. You can prepare a sample, take these samples to the other institutes where tribometers are available. Okay, go ahead with your experiments, okay, for nominal charges. Or if you develop research collaborations with that institute or laboratory, to give authorship, they will provide the facilities. It's up to you. Next, please. So documentation of results. So after conducting as experiments, you are supposed to go for documentation. Then publication. Okay. So publications, you will get degree. Okay. So your future will be bright if you publish in high quality journal papers. So publications can be research reports, conference papers, application notes, technical reports, and so on. Okay. So journal papers, some steps are there. Okay. Some important steps I can show you. So the flow should be like this. So in manuscript preparation, the first important thing is title. So title should match your whole work explained in the journal papers. Then affiliations. So in affiliation, you need not give your designation and all. Like Professor Amarnath, no. Professor Amarnath or Dr. Amarnath or Professor is that assistant professor. No, should not give those details. Okay, just write your name. I can show you in the next slide. Go to slide, please. The journal paper slide. Ramchandra. Yeah. So affiliation, keywords, abstract, introduction, literature survey. This is the flow of writing journal paper. Okay. Next slide, please. Yeah. Then theoretical background of concept, experimental setup, results and discussion, summary and conclusion, and references. These are the flow in writing journal papers. Okay. And plagiarism should be below. Normally, it should be below 20%. Plagiarism is the statements or equations which you are extracting from other papers, that should be less. Okay, less than 20%. So I can show you my own papers, how to the flow and other things. Next, please. Yeah. So this is the title. So title and content in your journal paper should match, and try to give attractive titles to the journal papers. Okay. Then affiliation. So the title is the first impression to the reviewer. Okay. Title and abstract both should explain the content of your journal paper. So compatible title should be there, right? Next, please. So this is abstract. So summary of your research work. So that's it should not exceed. I think it's 150 words. Should not exceed 150 words. So within 150 words, you are supposed to explain all the results of your experimental work. Okay. Then we have keywords also. So keywords should be should explain. I mean, you should select the keywords from your manuscript. Okay. Next, introduction. So in one paragraph, you can give the introduction to your work. For example, cutting tool. So important like in cutting tools, you should give the importance of cutting tools. Machining operation using cutting tools. If you are working on single point cutting tools, you highlight the significance of a single point cutting tool in manufacturing industry. Okay. Then some advancements in cutting tools. Then you select. You start describing the literature. For example, I showed you here, right? It is shown Sung et al. Okay. That way you should give the literature survey in that particular area. Okay, Sung et al is there. Et al means more than 3 authors, more than 2 authors. For example, Sung, Robert, and Kumar. 3 are there. So you need not write all 3 names. Only you can say Sung et al. More than 2. For example, if Sung and Robert is there, you can write 2 authors. More than 2, you should use et al. Okay, that way here you are not supposed to use initials. Nowhere initials are used. Okay, only name, first name or last name you can use. This way you can. You are supposed to use this way of writing. Initials should not be there. Et al means more than 2 people, 2 authors. If only 2 authors, this is the example. Okay, Tavakoli and Huzur, 2 authors are there. You can you can mention the names of 2 authors. More than 3, you can use ital. Okay, and initials are not supposed to be used while discussing literature survey, right? So give a brief introduction to your research area in one paragraph. Then you take up literature survey. So that will be there in introduction part, right? So next, please. Yeah, so this is your literature survey. Okay, so and literature survey should not be more than 5 to 6 lines. Since it is a double column, it is showing around 10-12 lines. Should not be more than 3 or 4 lines. Okay, and yes, so literature survey should explain the summary of that paper which you are referred, literature paper. Okay. If possible, you can also write some critics of that particular paper and how your work is different from this work, their work. That also you should mention those things in the literature survey, if possible, at the end of literature survey. Okay. So at least 15 to 20 literature papers you should explain in the journal paper manuscript. 15 to 20. Okay. And most probably the recent ones, the papers published in last 3 to 5 years, not more than that. So nowadays editors are expecting recent papers only. Next, please. Then after literature survey, you take up experimental setup. Okay. So I worked on back-to-back power recirculation tapes per gearbox. So I'm explaining this experimental section after literature survey. Okay. So you can clearly explain your experimental setup. Okay. In a good flow, you can explain the details of experimental setup. Next. Next, please. Yeah. So you can also show the specifications of experimental setup in a table. Okay. So tables are also preferable to summarize the specifications of experimental setup. Okay. Try to get some closed view of experimental setups, so to get the full details. Then you go for the sensors and instruments used for the particular experimental work. Okay. So without sensors and instruments, it's very difficult to conduct experimental work. So if the sensors instruments are available in your university, fine. Otherwise, you can go to other places to get the to borrow the research facilities. Okay, so you should explain all the details in a flow. First in experimental setup, then sensors and instruments, then experimental procedures, and so on. Next, please. Next, yeah. Then coming to the concept, I worked in lubricant film thickness analysis, tribology of gears. Then I have after experimental setup, you can go for explaining the concept of your research work. In this particular paper, my concept was lubricant film thickness analysis. So explain the lubricant film thickness and its importance in the first paragraph. Then you go for that particular equation, details of equations, who developed this equation, and the nomenclature used in the equation, and so on. Okay. Next. Then coming to after the concept, giving theoretical background of your concept, then you go to results and discussions. Results and discussion. So here also, if you have selected some statements in results and discussions or anywhere in the paper, you are supposed to give the references. In the first paragraph, you can see. Okay. So some statements I have selected, some results, so some general discussions I have selected. At the end, I am giving the details of reference papers, because these things are not my own statements. I have selected these things from the literature, so I am quoting the references, right? So yeah, in that way you're supposed to proceed with the results and discussion section. results and discussion. Important part of the paper, because previous one is someone else's work, literature, concept, and other things. This is yours, right? Next, please. We can show legible plots. Okay, plotting should be legible. Use proper plotting softwares. Okay, next, please. Yeah, results and discussions. Film thickness analysis, how it varies over a period of time. So proper flow should be there in results and discussions. Like, while we say, when we explain Ramayana, we start from Balkand, then go up to Uttarakhand, isn't it? So we can't start with Kishkinda at the initial stage. No, so from Balkand to Uttarakhand, flow should be there. Similarly, in research paper also, proper flow should be there. Yeah, next please. Yeah, then coming to summary and conclusions. Summary and conclusions. Most probably, you should give the conclusions in point wise, not in paragraph wise. Okay. So at the initial stage, you write some summary. Now, for you can 5-6 sentences you can write summary of your experiments. Then you write conclusions in point wise. Okay. So point wise conclusions are preferable always. Then coming to references. So writing references varies from journal to journal. So several methods of putting references are there. So next, please, I can show you those type of references. Yeah. So referencing style, numbered style is there, Harvard style is there, Vancouver, okay, APA style, AMA style, and so on. So based on the journal's requirement, you can select the referencing style. Next, please. Yeah, contribution to knowledge. So what is the objective of doing research? First one, to get degree, to get good job, settle in life. Then contribution of knowledge. Okay. So our Professor C.N.R. Rao, well-known professor in India. Okay. So his contribution is more than 1,10,000 citations. It means 1,10,000 researchers have utilized his research work. So that is the contribution to the knowledge. Okay. So these details will be available in Google Scholar or Scopus websites. So this is the final objective of your work. So getting degree, job, etc. it will be there always. So final objective is this one. So if you have any clarification in this, you can ask now. Ramchandra, over to you.
So you have got any clarifications or any doubt? So you can post it in the chat box. So one by one he'll answer. So you can start posting your the doubts so that the speaker will give address to it. So any clarifications or any doubts pertaining to his presentation or on research methodology, you can feel free to ask here. Yes. Participants, so you can post your doubts or any guide required or any points, so you need clarifications. So you can post it here. So he is eagerly waiting to answer your queries.
Yeah. Anything on this presentation?
So the Rohit BK has asked, in references based on the journal, we need to write the text, sir. He's asking.
Repeat the question.
In references,
Can you connect? Can you connect it to him so that I can talk to him directly?
Rohit BK, I'll check. Rohit, you can directly ask speaker.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Rohit,
Sir, very good afternoon.
good afternoon.
So based on the journal, we need to write down the success author name and title, then the publisher name, then the page number, like that. Is it?
So your question is it possible to publish the same work in two journals? Isn't it?
No. Yeah, same. Means like first the author name, then the title name, then the what do you call the publisher name. That like that we need to write in the references.
References. You're asking about references?
Yeah.
It depends on journal which you have selected. Okay. ASME
Okay.
format is different. Springer format is different. Conference format is different. Okay. So the details will be there in the journal. Author's information in the journal. Okay.
Rohit, each and every journal they will have a template of the paper. You have to follow that template, and based on that you have to put your references. That's all.
Okay, right.
I hope you got your answer. Next, Prashant Acharya, I'll unmute you so you can ask question. Prashant Acharya.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Prashant Acharya.
Sir, if I have published one paper in journal X, some journal, can I use the information from that paper to my own another paper in another journal?
No, limitation will be there. It is called as self-plagiarism.
Yeah, self-plagiarism.
Like plagiarism, we have some 20% limitation. Self-plagiarism also limitation is there. You can give a link. See, some work you have carried out in journal X. Okay, you can extend that work in journal Y by giving the background of work showed in journal X. You can't take full work. No, maybe you can take 5-10% work and you can give a link.
Thank you, sir.
Duplication of the same work in the other paper is not possible. It is called as self-plagiarism.
Prashant Acharya, suppose one particular material, one case study you have conducted, one paper you have written. Okay. So one more component in this case study 2 you are conducting. Okay. For that case study, one reference you can use in your paper. Okay. Your own paper reference you can use it for the other case study. So like that you can do.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Next, one more question from Govind Sharma. I'll unmute you. You can speak.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon. So my question is more pertaining to proposal. What happens often in research proposal, there are certain expectations from the committee who interviews us on the basis of the proposal sent. So what are the key things we should keep in mind? So just to give you example, so what happened? I recently appeared for PhD interview CISS. So I have submitted my proposal, and there for a definition of social entrepreneurship, I took help of Professor Madhukar Shukla, who is professor in XLRI, which was more appealing to me. But interview panel, they were more focusing on the somebody else, the person who was known as a father of defining social entrepreneurship. And I felt a bit like not so encouraging and also demotivated, because I felt I did not study that in depth. So while preparing research proposal, what thing we should keep in mind?
Ramchandra, can you take up this, or you want me to continue with this?
You can give your answer. I'll also
Yeah,
add
yeah,
to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So in my opinion, there are several factors to get one project proposal accepted in any organization. Okay. So first of all, they will look into the research facilities which we have in our laboratory. Okay. And our research publications. The important thing is their expectations. If our facilities or our research background is not matching to their expectation or not fulfilling their requirements, then they don't select. So that this is what is going to happen in 90% of the cases. So better you consider their expectations. Just you go through their expectations, then you can have self-evaluation whether the resources which we have is matching with them or not. That thing you should consider, in my opinion. So it happens in 90% of the cases. 90% of the project proposals are getting rejected from the last 3-4 years. So this is the reason. Okay, so it will go to first round, second round. In second round, it will come back. So these things are happening, and it depends on the fund constraints also. Okay, fund constraints in that particular laboratory or funding body. Ramchandra, in your view?
Okay, as Dr. Amarnath told, the first is fund constraint, and who is the coordinator of the proposal, what is his expertise area, and whether his area or background is matches with the proposal. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are the matters which matter, and even the institution from which the institution you are applying for. Okay, so many factors. Okay, it matters, but it should not demotivated with by just one proposal you got rejected. So you, positively you take those comments why it is rejected, and you can work upon that. Okay, and then you can resubmit your proposal for some other body.
Yeah, let me intervene, Ramchandra.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
example, this imprint project proposals. Okay, imprint announced by central government. Okay, so imprint is mainly focused on product oriented projects.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so most of our research works may not be product oriented. Our research oriented projects. So that's why more than 95% of the project proposals getting rejected from imprint 1 and imprint 2.
Yes.
Right. So this
Correct.
might be one of the reasons. Their expectations are not satisfied. That's why they are rejecting the proposals. Definitely, you will get in some other platform to highlight your work. Okay,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get project proposals and so on.
And
Next,
next,
please.
Arakal Fayaz. So I'll unmute you. You can directly ask. Fayaz. Fayaz. So he's asked. Fayaz, over to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Is it compulsory heavy econometrics or statistical tool for a publication, or is it enough or simple what we can say simple tool like percentage, like standard deviation? Is it enough for a publication, or heavy economic tool or statistical tool is compulsory?
Yeah, good question. See, statistics are there from the last hundreds of years. Okay, it depends on application, type of application which you are using. You should select the recent advancements in that particular area. Use this statistical tool to that particular application. Right?
Okay.
So, for example, stock market. What is happening in stock market? Is it possible to use these statistical tools to that particular stock market? The stock market activity is happening in last 2 years, 2019-20. So, if you select that particular application, use the statistical tools, then it is there is a possibility of good publications, right? Or you can select some research at research areas like ECG, EEG. Data is available online. Okay, try to use these statistics, and you should know what are the advancements in the statistics. Not only 5-6 parameters may not help. Definitely advancements will be there in the statistical tools. You can consider that and use it. Use those tools to some recent advancements in applications. Then it will serve the purpose.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Correct. That means which statistical tool is appropriate or relevant to your the work. So you can choose any statistical tool. But there are a number of statistical tools are available. Okay, there is no simple or complex tool like that. So any particular static tool which serves your purpose of your the work, you can make use of it. Okay, and then Rashmita Nayak, you can ask your question. I'll unmute you. Rashmita Nayak. Rasmita Nayak. So she is the permission of external.
Hello.
You can speak, Rashmita Nayak. Over to you.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Hello.
You can speak.
Okay, so I just wanted to know that if I have published some paper in a particular journal, so with their permission, can I use some of the contents or information of that paper in another journal?
Definitely. You can write to editor. Okay, get the permission,
okay,
and you can proceed with the other journals. No problem.
Okay, means I
You
can
do
get
it.
that permission.
Yes, you should get.
Thank you.
And you should see to that the plagiarism also comes into picture. For example, some of the content, whatever you have used in X journal, few content, same content you are using in Y journal, the plagiarism also come into picture. You should not exceed the limitation forced by the journal. Okay, that is also one more aspect.
Okay.
So I hope you have cleared your doubt.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
Next,
the clarification.
any doubts you have? So anybody who's having any doubt, you can post it here so that we will take some more questions so that everyone will get the clarification.
Darshan Joshi posted the doubts. Just look into it.
Darshan.
Yeah.
Darshan Joshi. So you can speak now.
Hello.
Yes, you can speak.
Sir, I had a doubt because I'm very new to research and everything.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know whether my subject is commerce. So, like sir had mentioned, institutes for technology in India. He had given details. So I would like to know the same about commerce. If you can help me with this.
Yes, I think central universities, some commerce departments will be there. Then
Okay.
Indian Statistical Institute. Hopefully, you will get right. So
Yes,
some
sir.
research platform in those central universities and ISI. So you can.
Okay.
Darshan Joshi,
Yes,
tomorrow's speaker, she is from the commerce background only. She is from Maharashtra University. She will speak more about those the areas. So okay, don't miss tomorrow's presentation. Okay, she is from that background only. She can give you some more in-depth details about your question. Okay, the opportunities in your area and all.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you.
Any some more questions? So any more clarifications, you can post it here.
Okay. If anybody have the doubts, clarification can ask right now. I hope everyone clarify the resource person will clarify all the doubts from the participants. So gratitude is the essence of humanity. Now I thank today's speaker, Dr. Amarnath Yam, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, for his informative session. And I also thank Dr. Ramchandra CG, Managing Director, and Dr. Raghavendra Prasad, MD, Research Head and Sanatana Research and Training Institute, Mysuru, for their involvement in organizing this webinar. So finally, I thank all the participants for your participation in this webinar. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Amarnath, for sparing your valuable time and your insight, the information about research methodology. Thank you once again.
Mm.